Hi everyone, welcome to this webinar. My name is Michael and I'm the SysAid Academy Supervisor. Today we're here to speak to you about the transition from SysAid CSS to SysAid IT. We're going to see all the features that you used to know in SysAid CSS and how they work today in SysAid IT after the transition. And we're going to show you a lot of new features that are going to bring you great benefit after this transition. So we're ready to start. SysAid has decided to merge the two products, SysAid CSS and SysAid IT, into one product, which will from today be SysAid. And you're going to be able to be up to date and download new versions constantly as we progress with our versions. Here to tell us about all this transition process is Joseph Zargari, our VP of Customer Relations. How are you?
Thank you, Michael. I'm fine. It was very important for me to be here today to talk to our SysAid CSS customers. All of you are with us for a very long time, and it was very important for us as a company strategically to get you all the updates and all the innovation we've had with SysAid IT. That's the reason why we decided to merge the two products. Instead of having two different teams working in parallel, now we have more resources dedicated to provide better features for all our customers. And we are concentrating on features that are suitable for all types of industries. So that's not only IT, that's also customer service. Obviously, most of our customers in SysAid CSS don't do IT, and we don't want to forget that at all.
Of course.
You guys know that it's been a while since you've had a new version, and we are very excited to bring you up to date to SysAid, to the latest version of SysAid. SysAid IT is now going to version 14.1, and it's very important for us to show you today all the new features, and Michael here will walk you through all the new features.
Yes, indeed. So when is all this going to take place?
So the plans are to start in the weekend of November 24th. That's a Sunday. That's the first day that you guys can request to move to the new product and get all the new features. We usually do that on Sundays because that's the time it least affects our customers. So that Sunday, November 24th, and the following 3 Sundays are the timeline for moving all customers. And we'll eventually move all the customers from SysAid CSS to SysAid IT on December 15th. In terms of on-premise customers, some of you have SysAid CSS installed locally. This will basically be your choice of when you want to move, obviously, since you're managing it. We are going to have a version for you available to download and start testing and seeing that it works fine for you starting December 15th. So once we finish with the cloud customers, we're going to move on to the on-premise customers and give you a beta version to download and test. And in January, we'll have the official release. And we'll be here, obviously, to also help you during this transition. If you need our help, you can contact us at the Customer Relations Department.
Great. So thank you, Joseph, for being here. We're ready to start. Let's see what we're getting with this transition. So let's start and see what we're getting with this transition. Let's take a quick look at the agenda for this webinar. We're going to see terminology changes. You will see as you transfer to IT that some of the things that you used to know in SysAid CSS have the same functionality, but just different name, different terminology to match the IT lingo. So we're going to see a matrix that compares all these terms, so everything is aligned. We're also going to see features that we added in SysAid IT along the development and the progress that we we've made with it. We'll see new features that were added for this upcoming version of SysAid IT, version 14.1, and later we'll of course summarize. So let's start with looking at the terminology changes. In SysAid CSS, you used to use a certain lingo, a certain terminology, and with the transition to SysAid IT, this terminology is going to slightly change. Let's look at a comparison matrix and see what we're changing. So we're going to start with the home button that you used to now is now called the admin portal. Okay, very simple. Help desk is now service desk. Relation mapper module, you all know that. It's now called the CMDB module. Same functionality, different name. We're going to see these things as we take a look at IT. But for now, let's just align the terminology. Process is change. Okay, in SysAid CSS, you used to have processes in your service desk. You used to have process service record. Now we have change service record. Self-service portal is now called the end user portal. Looks the same, just is called differently. The colors are green instead of orange, but functionality is just the same. In terms of user management, this is where you might see the major change because you tend to use it the most. So contacts are now end users. What we used to know as agents are now administrators in SysAid IT. And what you used to know as your accounts are now called companies in SysAid IT. Okay, we're going to move into SysAid in just a few minutes in order to see where everything is placed. But just for now, we want to be aligned with the terminology. Great. So now that we understand the terminology changes, we can start saying goodbye to SysAid CSS and hello SysAid IT. I want to show you now some features that we added in SysAid IT that you can now use and make benefit of. So let's start. What I want to show you now is some features that we added to SysAid in the time period of your last upgrade and up till today. And we've basically handpicked these features, the features that we think are going to give you benefit as previous SysAid CSS users. It's not all, and there's a lot more to see, but we're going to give you the main ones, the ones that we basically think are important. So enough said, let's start. We're logging into SysAid. This is the SysAid login screen. I'm logging in now as a main admin. Basically, that's a user that has all the rights in SysAid. And remember, agents that we used to have in CSS are now admins in SysAid. And I'm logging as an admin, which has all the rights. That's the main admin in SysAid. We're logging in. Okay, we're in. What we're seeing now is the manager's portal. You know that from SysAid CSS you used to have the same one, and it's still named the manager's portal. Like I said, most of the terms stayed the same. Some of them changed as we showed in the matrix. What I want to show you now is, as you can see, the UI of SysAid changed dramatically from what you used to know in CSS. Let's go over the UI changes so you're familiar with them. So after quite a while of research, we decided to divide all the functionalities in SysAid to 4 categories. Service desk, assets, which you are probably not going to use or are going to use in your departments, analytics, which deals with reporting, and tools. Let's take a look at what we have in each category. So you have the service desk. Under the service desk, everything that is dealing with providing service to your clients. You'll have the help desk here. You'll have the knowledge base, and you'll have your chat console right here. I'll skip assets for now. Analytics, everything that deals with reporting. We have the manager's portal here. We have the SLA, SLM module, which you also know from the CSS environment. And under overview, we have everything that deals with reporting. Everything that you used to have under reports is now under overview. Under tools, we have tasks and projects, which you already know. Password services is a module that helps you reset. Back here. Password services is a module that helps you reset your password. Actually gives your users the ability to unlock and reset their passwords. And you're now able to purchase it if you want. We have the calendar that you know, and we have user management. And this is where I want to stop for just a moment. Like we said, before we had agents in CSS. Now agents are administrators. If we want to manage our administrators, we'll go to tools and administrators. Very simple. Contacts used to be what we used to have as contacts in SysAid CSS are now end users in SysAid. So if we want to manage our end users, we simply go to under tools, end users. Very intuitive. And here we also have the companies, what we used to know as accounts in SysAid CSS is now called companies. So it's understood. 4 categories. On your own time, you can take a look at what's under assets, and if it can bring you benefit, again, it's yours. You now have SysAid IT. You can make use of it. We won't dwell on it right this moment. Another thing that we have here is the search bar, which you all know. Just type in a service record here and you'll get to the service record. We've put what you used to know as news in SysAid CSS. We now call it announcement, and we have a very nice announcement panel here, which you can just go in and broadcast to your users, and everybody is going to get them instantly. We can also add images to your users to make it feel, to give it a more personal feel. And we're also going to see it here who sent the announcement, a very, very nice feature that we now have in this version. We have the latest pages here. Okay, so the latest pages that have been here are going to have a kind of a quick shortcut here. And we have the settings button, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. Favorites, okay, we can create various favorite pages that we want to go to. And the last part right here is what we call the personal menu. If we click here, you see that we can, under My Settings, add a nice picture. Okay? So the admin can add a picture of himself, and the users can relate to him. They can understand who's behind the name. We also have the online aid here, which is a tool that you also used to know from SysAid CSS. We used to have the question mark at the top right of the screen. Now it's moved here into the personal menu. So whenever you are in an area in SysAid, go to the online aid and you'll get help that is relevant per the area that you are now in. Okay? very important. Another thing that I would like to show you here is, which is actually very cool, is the ability to customize your menus and decide which groups in your service desk, which admin groups in your service desk are going to view these menus. So I can go to one of the menus, let's say the analytics menu, and I can click menu customization. And let's say that I want to deny someone from seeing the IT benchmark menu item. For example, all I need to do is click the IT benchmark menu, and right here I can select which groups are going to see this menu. So let's say I want to allow this to my support group. And now, if someone is part of the support admin group, okay, again, what used to be agents group are now admin group. So if someone is part of the support admin group, he will see the IT benchmark in the analytics menu. If not, he's not going to see it. This is a great feature that we added with this new UI change. And of course, you know, it all looks a lot cleaner and everything is in one place and categorized. You don't have to look for everything. And another great thing that we added with this menu is that we concentrated all the settings into one screen. Before, you used to go to a module and view its settings. Now everything is present in one screen. So if you want to see the settings for SysAid, you just click the SysAid settings. Okay, and here you can see that we have the settings for the service desk, or like we said, help desk, what you used to know, like you used to know it. Service desk templates that deals with creating various processes in your service desk. SLA, SLM, chat, basically any module that you can find in SysAid will have its settings here. You can also get to the settings from the menus. So if you want to see the asset settings, we also have a nice shortcut here for getting straight to the asset settings, for example. Now, I want to also tell you that we are now fully Pink Elephant certified. Pink Elephant is a certification authority that certifies ITSM software for the ITIL protocol. That means that we fully support the ITIL protocol and that we can comply with all its rules. And so that's what we actually gained in the gap between the version that you used to have and the version that we have now with SysAid. So that is a very important thing. I want to show you some very nice features that are going to make your life easier when you're dealing with your customers. One feature is the dynamic forms. Let's go to the end user portal, or what you used to know again as the self-service. This is now our end user portal. You see, it looks the same. It just the color scheme is different, but this is actually almost exactly identical to what you used to know in SysAid CSS. And you see that because we're now ITIL compliant, we can submit incidents. Okay, what you used to know as service requests will be the regular incident. And service requests are basically small processes that we can start in our organization. I'll click here, and you will see that if I go here, I can select, for example, software installation request. Software installation request could require licenses, could require connection with your purchasing departments. So it is important that you start a process in your service desk and not just start an incident that can be resolved in one email, right? And this process can be then transferred through the departments. So once as you saw, once we selected the software installation request, and that is what I actually wanted to show you here, everything in these fields filled up automatically. Okay? I'll show you again. I'll go to the basic request process. Now it's empty, but since I know what I'm looking for, the user can just come here to the end user portal and select software installation request, and he's got all the information that he needs to fill in. Okay, and if I want Office to be installed, for example, I just need to change the software name and click submit. Very fast, very easy, and we also always say that we need to give our users easy ways to contact us, and this is a very, very easy way, and I'm sure you'll be able to convince and actually educate your users to use the end user portal more. It's going to bring you great benefits. How we configure the dynamic forms, we're not going to go into that obviously right now. We have a webinar to show us that. We'll see how we can get it later. We're moving on. Another great feature in SysAid IT is the knowledge base. You had a knowledge base in SysAid CSS, but it's progressed dramatically since then. If I go back to the end user portal right here, you'll see that your users have an FAQ. You know that, but once I click the FAQ, you see that we've improved the UI of the knowledge base greatly. We have 3 parts here in the knowledge base. One part is all the categories in SysAid. We're working by the categories that you already have in your service desk. And per each category, we can see the topics that is related to the category. And right here, we'll see the knowledge base item. So for example, if I click here, paper, okay, and I just clicked enter, and SysAid found all the knowledge base items that are related with paper jam, which is probably what our user meant, right? And see, now we can include in the knowledge base items, we can include images, we can even include YouTube links. So if your client is asking about a paper jam problem, he can just come to the knowledge base, search for the answer, and he'll get exactly what he needs. He won't even have to submit a service request. If you maintain a good knowledge base, then you'll be saving a lot of service requests from your service desk. Okay, so this is our knowledge base. Again, you can play with it, understand its benefit. It's available to the end user, and it's available from the admin side. Of course, you can control which knowledge items are available to admins or which knowledge items are available to your end users. I want to go just for a moment to the knowledge base from the admin side. So right here under Service Desk, knowledge base articles, that's for the admin side. And right here you can add a new article. And if you click an article right here and here, you can edit the article. And you can set expiration dates. You can upload images from right here. You can set keywords to make your search a lot easier. Okay, this can all be done from the admin side. And of course, right here, you can decide if you want to publish it to the end user portal or not. So this is the knowledge base. Another great feature that we added is the ability to archive closed service records. So you must know, when you close a service record, if you filter it on closed, you can see a lot of service records that are closed in your list. Now you have the ability to archive them so they won't appear in your closed service record list after a certain period of time. Okay, you want to not see them in the list anymore, you can archive them. How do we do that? We'll go to our service desk and incidents list. And right here, you can see that I'm selected on status closed in the list. You all know this is a list from before. No need to explain about that. And I can select these actions button here. And if I click here, more actions, I can just archive all these service records. Okay, so I don't want to see them in the list. I want a cleaner list. We can archive them. So that's a great feature. The good thing about the archived service records, before with the closed service records, say somebody replied to the closed service record, it would open up the same record. With the archived service record, if somebody replied to an archived service record, it's going to open up a new service record. Okay, so it can help you better manage your service desk. That's the archived feature. We also have the ability to customize fields. Now, you were probably asking, you had the ability to customize fields in SysAid CSS, right? Now, with SysAid IT, because we've upgraded you all to the full version, you also have the ability of adding fields to your service desk. And if you need additional custom fields, you can simply go to SysAid and add them with no additional cost. You just have the ability. How do you do that? We're going to the settings window right here. And under the settings window, we have customize. And under customize, we have fields customization. Okay? Now, you can add fields to mostly every table or module in SysAid. We can add a field, for example, to the service records field. You just click here and click add new custom column. You can just add it here, and then when you're finished adding it, you'll be able to see it in your service record. Let's quickly see how to create such a field. Let's call this field my field, and we'll make it a text field. We can make it either a list field or a date field, whatever we basically want. I'll copy it to the DB field name, apply, and here we have a new field. Now if we go to the incidents, okay, and click the incidents, we'll go to customize. We'll see the my field right here on the available fields list, and we can add it easily. So that's a great feature that you're getting with your new SysAid, and I'm sure you're going to get benefits of it. A few more small features. We added a tag that enables us to filter our lists better. I'll go to the incidents list here, and I'll go to the active mode. Now, imagine, I'll put it in default for just a second. So imagine you're coming in the morning and you're seeing a long list with service records that don't really relate to you. I'm sure you would want, I actually want to see only the service records that relate to me. I logged in as Michael. I want to see the service records that are related to Michael. We can do that. We've added a tag that can actually do that if you add it to one of the views. So I can select a view called login user. That's a view I created. And you see only the service records that relate to me are here. Let's take a quick look at this tag. Okay, here in the static filter, I put responsibility equals login username. Again, a great ability. Now, anybody that logs in to the service, anybody that logs into the service desk and filters on this view will see only his service records. We've also allowed for cloud users to upload logos to our servers. Before, you had to contact us if you wanted to replace the logo, the main logo in your service desk. Now you can do it on your own. I'll go back to settings again, and we'll go to customize and appearance. Okay, right here, you can see that we can change the logo. We can just select here, choose file, just choose a file from your from your hard drive. And once you click upload, it will be uploaded to our servers, and your main logo right here is going to change. Another great ability that we added here in the customize is the ability to force HTTPS requests to your service desk. If you're worried about security and you want to work under the SSL protocol, you can easily do that. Just mark this allow only SSL communication to SysAid, and nobody will be able to access your service desk via the HTTP protocol. Again, like I said, this is very brief. I'm going to stop it now because there is a lot more to show. Let's see how we can get help if we want to see more. If you want to get more information about each and every module in SysAid as you work in it, like I said, just use the online aid. Get into an area in SysAid, go to your personal menu, go to the online aid, and you'll get the explanation, a very detailed explanation on this module. You can also, like we said in the beginning, contact us at helpdesk@sysaid.com. That will open a service record in our customer relations department, and someone will get back to you. If you want to know about courses, you want to get trained with SysAid, you can of course contact me, Michael, the SysAid Academy supervisor, remember? So you can contact us at academy@sysaid.com, and we can send you information about ongoing courses that we have through the year. And you can also go on YouTube and check out our YouTube channel. You have webinars about SysAid. We do a monthly webinar each month about different subjects in SysAid, and everything is retained there, so you can just go there. You also have tutorials and basically a lot of free training material that you can access. And this is for all the features that you don't have today because you stayed in the previous version of SysAid CSS, and now we of course upgrade you to the latest version. What I want to show you now is some more features that are in the upcoming version of SysAid, version 14.1, that you're all going to have very soon after the transition. So let's start. Now what I want to show you is some new features that we added to SysAid IT, and this is all going to be in the upcoming version 14.1, which you're all going to get. We've added these features under a lot of consideration to what you guys had in SysAid CSS and will now need in SysAid IT. Okay, and you'll see that some of them we've transferred as is into SysAid IT. So let's start. One of the great features that we added is the ability to manage end users and companies for admins. Before, an agent or an admin for that matter wasn't able to change system settings like adding users if he was not a main admin. Now you can give the permission to your admins to manage your users. How do you do that? We can see the administrators list screen here. How do you get to it? Tools, administrators, just like we showed in the beginning. Let's click Brad Pitt. He's one of our administrators. We'll go to the permissions tab, and right down here we have manage end users and companies. Okay, very simple. Just check this, and this permission will be given to your admin. Next feature that we have is the FAQ in guest mode. Before, in SysAid, you had to log into the end user portal to access the FAQ. Now, because we're moving you guys from SysAid CSS, we needed to comply with the need of giving everybody the ability to log in to the FAQ. And how do you do that? Again, very simple. I'll log out of SysAid for just a moment. As people get to SysAid, they'll see log in as guest. They can just click here and they're logged in to the end user portal very easily. They can either submit an incident, or click the FAQ and easily get to the knowledge base. Again, if you maintain a good knowledge base, you're going to save a lot of service records in your service desk, and you can just put, reoccurring knowledge base items in the knowledge base, and people will have a very easy access to it. We also transferred the CSS page that you used to have in SysAid CSS into SysAid IT. Okay, it looks like this, similar to what you used to know. It's now here, so you can use it. And another thing that we added is the ability to send email to everyone. You now have the ability to send email to people that are not registered in SysAid. Before, you could only do that if a user is registered in SysAid. Now, even if someone is not registered in SysAid and he sent an email to your service desk, you can reply with an email. You just need to enable this option. How do you do that? We'll go to settings right here. And here we have two options basically. One option is to go to integration and email. And right here we have allow sending emails to email addresses not registered in SysAid. Okay, so that's what we said that you could do. But we've also added the ability to send notifications to people that are not registered in SysAid. How do we do that? Go to Service Desk, General, and right here we have send automatic notifications to email addresses not registered in SysAid. So you can decide to serve the wide public, not just people that are registered to your service desk. You now have the ability to do that. It's a managemental decision, but you can do that. Next thing that I want to show you is the CMDB module. Okay, under Assets, we'll have the CMDB module, what you guys used to know as the relation mapper. That's the CMDB module. You just click here to see it in CI list, and you'll get to this list. As you can see in this list, we now have the ability to hold users and also hold companies as CI items. Okay? So if we want to map users to a certain CI item that we have in our CMDB, we can now do that. It adds a whole new level to our CI management. If we want to know exactly which users are using a certain CI items, and if we want to make the decision whether we can actually take down this CI item, say it's a server, we can see exactly who's using the server, and we can decide whether we want to take down this server, who do we want to inform when we're taking down this server. Okay, so it's a very important addition that I'm sure you're going to that I'm sure is going to give you great benefit. So that is all I have to show you for today. Like I said, again, you can make the most of SysAid if you know how to do that, and we can provide you with information. As we said in our previous topic. But for now, we're ready to wrap this up. So, we've been through the terminology changes that we all saw. You see, it's not a very big change, and it's really easy to get used to. What's really big with this transition is your ability to get upgraded and updated with each version that progresses. Okay, so I think that is the major issue here, aside from all the great benefits that you're getting with this transition. And if you need help, again, you can contact us at helpdesk@sysaid.com. We're here for you with any question that you might have. So, this is where I say goodbye. Thank you very much.